Here we are. I think we're on. Yeah, it looks like it. Hey, everybody.
Good evening.
How's it going?
Back with another Sunday.
Back with another Sunday. It's your boys. back with another premium live stream experience.
I didn't have the stream mute at first, so I heard us come back. Let us know how the audio is
Yeah. I think it's looking pretty good. I had to turn off my
as
air
always.
conditioner. Hopefully, it doesn't get too hot. But man,
You're you're
it
wearing the same shirt that you're wearing in my next episode.
and the other one that I shot kind of uh like impromptu yesterday morning. I'm wearing the same shirt, but luckily there's going to be an episode in between, I believe. It's going to have me wearing a different shirt, so I'm not going to be wearing the same shirt multiple episodes in a row.
But now we know you've been wearing this shirt for at least 2 or 3 days.
For well, I mean, technically, so I shot your episode on, gosh, I like have lost, what track of what day it is. I think I shot your stuff on Friday night, I believe,
Mhm.
and I put this shirt on specifically for that episode, like to shoot that.
Mhm.
So went to bed and I woke up and put this shirt on and then shot the other episode that I'm doing.
Mhm.
So, and that was yesterday. So yes, I wore this shirt throughout today. But
So, do you want to talk about something came up that you thought, hey, I can? There's an episode idea that came out of nowhere,
yes, yeah,
and you
yeah.
decide that we could get that out quicker than we could get out the other projects that you and I are currently working on. So, we previously said that the next episode was going to be about portable EverDrives.
Which is
That
shot
will
in
probably
like and is well into editing. It's not that I felt that I could get it out quicker. It's just that it's like I had this opportunity to kind of look at something and it was going to be quick and then it turned into so we had a chance. I mean, even though like reviews are already out, but we had a chance to look at the Sega Genesis classics on the PS4 and Xbox One. We got like a review copy, but it was like 2 days before the embargo went up, and I was
Mhm.
gonna do something kind of quick. I was gonna like talk about the scaling and see how it looks compared to real hardware and stuff, and it kind of turned into this what was originally supposed to be a short script turned into like an 8-page script where I not only looked at that, but I looked at like 5 other compilations that have come out over the years. Um,
Right.
and I think I just thought it was kind of fun. It just kind of came together pretty quick, and then I mean, I wrote it in like a little bit over a day,
Yeah.
and I mean, like with your help and people checking it. So I mean, I think it's kind of fun. My hope was to get it out on Tuesday, like the day that the game came out, but it's looking like it's going to be probably Wednesday because of family obligations because of the holiday.
How long do you think the episode's going to be?
It's gonna be about 20 minutes.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but it's not going to be like a flashy, crazy edit. There's a lot of stuff to be able to show, and I think it's kind of interesting. It's just about like Genesis collections that have come out. It covers this new one. It covers the I mean it alludes to like some stuff on the Saturn and kind of like talks about Sonic Jam for a second. But th- I mean that was a port. Those were ports on there. Um, but it talks about like the Smash Pack on Dreamcast. Oh, there's a mini Coury in the corner? Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
There's the OBS is in the background.
Oh.
It's kind of cool, actually.
um, but okay,
Your
so
lighting looks really good on the couch here, by the way.
yeah,
It looks a lot better from this angle.
yeah. I mean, I like I said, I propped up that webcam on a little tiny tripod. But anyways, so it looks at that. It looks at the Sega Genesis collection on the PS2. Um, then the PS2, the Japanese collections that M2 put out. Then the PS3 and Xbox 360 ones, And I think that's it. So I mean but it's like 20 minutes, and it's. I'll tell you one thing: the sound in the Dreamcast collection. That if you haven't played it in a long time and you remember it being kind of bad, it's like way worse than you remember.
Probably because you were just watching on like a mono TV speaker back in the day, and it
Well,
only sounded a little distorted from how distorted the Genesis would sound on the same
I've
TV.
got to send it to you because you are gonna die. It is. You know, I as I say in the script, I actually say, it's actually kind of comical that it's like it's funny that it's as bad as it is, because it always like in my mind I was like, oh man, I remember that sounding bad, but then it's a lot worse. So so I mean that's gonna be out probably, like, if I can make it out on Tuesday, maybe in the Tuesday evening, it's possible. But that's gonna be out Wednesday, and then Portable Everdrive is gonna follow pretty shortly after that, because that's already shot and well into editing. So I mean, and then we shot yours, let's talk about yours, because I think it's gonna be a big deal for a lot of people, and I think it's pretty cool, and it's kind of outside of our typical like wheelhouse, but at the same time, I think
It makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the 4K TV episode that I've been talking about since like probably this time last year, because I got my 4K TV, I believe, in July last year.
Yeah.
And I already knew, like, before I got it, I wanted to make an episode about gaming on 4K TVs, and not just about playing 4K HDR PS4 Pro and Xbox One X and stuff like that, but also like talk about OSSC. Give me back my headphone wire, Sandy. OSSC and retro games and all sorts of considerations. And honestly, like, it was kind of a mess getting the whole setup together in a lot of ways. The right cables, the right equipment to route it and capture it and all that. And at the end, I feel like it just it made it more interesting. The more mistakes I made, the more I had to say, right? So I think it's come together interestingly. Now everything is like working like flawlessly, but it's like so obtuse that I feel like a majority of people like aren't even going to be using the features of their TV correctly, because it does not make itself clear at all. So I'm right now, I'm guessing it's probably going to be a 40-ish minute episode.
Yeah, I mean my on-camera recording was over 20, I think. Maybe close. Maybe
what
18.
you gave me was about 18.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't have mine strung out yet, so I don't really know, but I'm estimating it'll probably be 40-ish minutes total. So yeah, that's my very ambitious goal is to get that done before E3. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm going to try to like sort of outline a plan of attack that will keep me on task and maybe make that somewhat realistic. But we're going to see. We're going to see. But I think it's going to, a lot of people who may be like, oh, I don't care about modern games, or oh, I don't care about 4K TVs. I think you should watch it anyway, because I think you're going to learn a lot and get a lot of insight into, how you can use that.
Because a lot of this stuff like hasn't been explained in the like directly kind of in the way that you explain it in this episode.
Right.
And the information that you found during research.
Right. I mean, we talk about stuff like full range and limited range, stuff that applies to not just 4K TVs. So it's almost, think of this as, there was RGB 104, which was gaming, retro gaming on CRTs and PVMs. Well, think of this as like an up-to-date gaming on modern TVs.
Right.
This kind of all-encompassing modern retro, stuff that is modern but slightly less modern as well. So, yeah.
I think it's
So why don't you get playing your
yeah.
game?
Yes, I was gonna say. So I'm gonna be playing Super Hydorah. I don't know. The title screen says Hydra. So this
I could
what?
I could see it being pronounced that way.
And I'm pretty excited about this. I've had it. Got a physical release from Limited Run, and I had been kind of eyeing it for a while and hoping that it would get a console release, and then Limited Run ended up doing it. So I'm going to be playing the Limited Run physical copy, and it's by the same guy that did Curse Castilla, which was one of my favorite games I played last year. So I'm really excited about it. Hopefully, I can beat it. We'll see how forgiving it is.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what to expect. I remember in Curse Castilla, you got a bad ending, but you did finish. Like getting like a better ending sounds actually pretty difficult.
Yeah, because you can only continue so many times. I think that this is going to be similar. It's going to be decent checkpoints, but also and unlimited continues. So it's going to be manageable, but the whole goal is to try to beat it in less continues. That gives it the replay value.
Mm-hmm.
So I've only played this kind of first scene to kind of get a feel of it.
There's a little bit of just a touch of vertical scrolling.
Oh, when I move up and down, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of space.
Right, but I'm just saying that's like a little unusual, right?
Well, a lot of Gradius games.
I'm not a shmup aficionado, obviously.
A lot of Gradius games do that.
Oh, okay. But, I mean, this is very much his homage to Gradius the Curse Castilla is his homage to
like ghouls and
ghosts and goblins. Yeah.
Right. But I think it's going to have some decent checkpoints. But we'll see. We'll see how I do. It's a bit like I'm typically not that great at these kind of games. It takes me a while. But I don't know, maybe I'll surprise myself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to. I mean, this is only your second Loco Molito game,
right?
So we don't, it's hard to say like what to expect from one.
Right. Yeah. But I think, like Chris Castilla, I believe that this is available for free on PC.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
ooh, I got a new weapon. So you get new weapons. Oh, I got a perfect bonus too.
So Loco Molito is made like
it has like
quite a few games.
Yeah, are you looking at a site?
No, I've looked at it before. Like he's made like a bunch of games.
Yeah.
And he does like basically everything by himself. Yeah,
except for the music, I believe. Like usually he collaborates with this guy Grisor87.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. This is cool. You can kind of outfit your ship. So I got like bombs after that level. Right, so that was kind of like the training level. Now we're into like the good stuff now. With like some.
You're going down, Sandy. I don't know what you want. Yeah, I got you all. You picked up for me Gradius 3. Like I feel like that's a game that it's pretty common, but I almost never see like a good looking copy. So you finally found a good looking copy at a good price, and so I said, yeah, pick that up for me. Which I understand the arcade version's really hard. I don't know what to expect from the Super Nintendo version. Really.
Yeah, I've heard the Super Nintendo version one is like pretty manageable. It was particularly, I don't know if it like infamous at the beginning for having like a lot of slowdown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like, oh, for a lot of like Genesis fans, it was kind of like the game's like, oh, the Super Nintendo sucks because it can't even handle something like Gradius.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a million shooters on the Genesis that are all awesome.
Well, but I you know, the only shmup that I've like played all the way through, unless I'm forgetting something, is Life Force.
Oh well, I mean that's a Gradius game, basically.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, it's not my genre, but it's one that I would like to be more familiar with. I mean, you know, I love like run and gun games, so
right.
You know, it's not so different in a lot of ways, but I don't know. I've never gotten overly attached to the genre, but I want to like it. You also, I don't think I've told this story on stream before. You saw someone local to you, I think, had a copy of Axelay.
Right. Yeah.
And I had been kind of thinking about getting the Super Famicom version of Axelay because it's cheaper than the American version. And you saw and you showed me the picture, and we both were like, "Oh, yeah, there it is. It's Super Famicom Axelay, decent price. Yeah, get that for me. That'd be great." And then, you know, I was at your house in April, and you know, I picked it up and took it home, and I'm like cleaning all the games that I brought back from the trip because I ended up coming home with a lot of games, and I'm like, oh, the official. The seal of, well, I mean, first of all, there's no seal of quality on Japanese games, and the seal of quality is round instead of oval. And oh, it says Super Nintendo on it. It's the PAL version. It's the PAL version. We just like weren't even like we just were not observant, and
It's
we're
not
just not
something we
even
would have
thinking.
even considered.
Yeah, we're like, oh, it's the PAL version. And so I thought, well, you know, I can make this work. Let's see how it runs on the Super NT.
Man.
And it doesn't seem to have any region issues. Like, you know, it doesn't say like this isn't for play on your Super Nintendo when you have it set to NTSC mode. And I compared it against a on the Super UFO, I compared it against a ROM, a NTSC ROM, and offhand, it seems to play at the same speed when the PAL version plays at the same speed on a system set to NTSC. It seems to. So, so it seems like there's no downside, and there's also the upside, I would say, of if I find the game to be too hard, I could just play the Super NT in PAL mode and, you know, get it to be, you know, was it 17% slower or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, you know, it's legit because I've got the PAL version.
So
I'm
you're
allowed
not
to
actually
play
cheating.
it.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to play it at PAL speed without cheating. I was actually considering playing that last week, but I didn't. Which is good because you ended up playing a shmup this week.
Yeah. But people might like 2 in a row sometimes too.
Yeah, we'll see. Speaking of,
there's checkpoints in each level, but it looks like if you continue, it takes you back to the very beginning of the level.
okay, do you think you're going to wind up in a situation where you're like really in trouble because you haven't like built up?
No, it doesn't seem to be like that at all. I mean,
No?
the power-ups, I think it looks like you choose your power-ups at the beginning of the level.
Oh, there's no progression system.
Well, there is, but it seems to be the only thing it does is like kind of slightly power up your guns a little bit. Like it made my
Okay, so
single
it's not
shooter
like-
to.
It's not like super extensive like Gradius
Right.
upgrades. Okay. Well, that's that's one of the things I mean, I played. I didn't finish it, but I played most of Blade Lancer, and that was one of the things I really liked about. You get 2 items and you're fully powered up. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you have a choice of what those items are, kind of, but I mean, but you get 2 pods and that's it. Those pods can be various things, but you're basically at max power if you have 2 pods.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you can adjust your speed however you want. Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's easy to rebuild, basically. But anyway, speaking of
oh man.
speaking of PAL versions, one of my local stores had a 20% off all Memorial Day weekend, and so I decided to go this afternoon. And they posted a picture on Facebook yesterday that had like this big this Master System trade-in, and some Genesis games and Master System games. And this wasn't part of the trade, but I could see in the picture underneath the counter they had a Master System copy of Rastan, which I kind of want.
Yeah, you've been after that for a little bit.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, I should go in and get that if they still have it. Unfortunately, they had sold it. But I picked up a few other things. But I ended up going to another store that just so happened to have 25% off all game consoles. And they also just so happened to have a PAL Mega Drive 2. Which, I mean,
Which
on
normally
the surface,
is like, why I get it, but you never know when that can be handy, especially for what we do.
right. I mean, it gives us a way to use original PAL hardware, and I can always just use it with like an EverDrive or something if I need to run games on it. Or maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll see some PAL Mega Drive games at too many games.
I thought I was gonna. This is tough. It sends you back to the beginning of the level. Like
Oh, you didn't? I thought you had. I thought you had an extra life.
I did.
The beginning
it
of
does.
this section.
Yeah, the beginning of the section. The section's is kind of long. It's all right.
Yeah. Ain't no rush.
Yeah, and
I mean, it's still kinder than your average shmup for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I got a PAL Mega Drive 2 because why not? I guess. I mean, it's good for us to have access to that kind of hardware because there, in a lot of the time, there's so little that we can really say about PAL stuff.
Right.
And it just gives us a way
you
to
can
do
show
it.
it on camera if you need to.
Yeah, and I can, you should have me get a B-roll shot of it just for your episode because why not?
Yeah, man, I was doing so good, it's falling apart. This is so. It looks like it has branching paths though.
Do you have any speed control?
You can pick up power-ups to enhance your speed.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how you get shields. But you can get a shield in the first level, but I don't know.
Mellow Gaming says, I'm finding HDR on PC a bit of a mixed bag. AC Origins looks great, but Destiny 2 is kind of barely different. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that the HDR support is a bit of a mess on PC right now, although it does have, I guess you could say, the advantage of Dolby Vision is possible. It's not possible on current systems, Xbox One and PS4. They just use HDR10, whereas but there's only I think 2 Dolby Vision games. But I mean, it's it's possible, but I guess support is just bad, and I don't know. It might not be that friendly to use with graphics cards. I don't know a lot of the details. I haven't really tested it myself. as far as I understand, we don't get into like the difference between like HDR10 and Dolby Vision on.
No, I mean you mentioned Dolby Vision, or I mentioned Dolby Vision.
I mention it. It's mentioned, but it's just like for the purposes of this video, I think all you really need to know is that it's just a different standard. Right now, it's not that useful in gaming, so I didn't want to get into it. My understanding, I think the description I read, I can't remember where I read this, but like HDR10 uses static metadata, whereas Dolby Vision uses dynamic metadata, like it can change per scene or it can change per frame. Whereas HDR10, like at the start of the program or the signal or whatever, it's like, okay, here's the parameters of HDR here. So the description I read wherever it was, someone said something like, HDR10 is like, okay, for this entire program or game or whatever it is you're running, when I say jump this high, jump this high. And whereas Dolby Vision is like, well, I can change, how high I want you to jump between, every scene or every frame or whatever. But I have a hard time seeing what the tangible advantage of that would really be. But HDR now has like an HDR10 spec that is, I think, been released and finalized, but I doubt it's going to be usable on current systems, but it might be implemented maybe in the next generation. It's definitely a weird time. Like, there's like exciting things on the horizon, but at the same time, it's like it's hard to gauge what like the tangible benefit of some of those things you could wait on are.
Yeah.
And there's always like, there's always going to be something, right? Like there's always going to be something just on the horizon. It's like, when do you jump on board anyway? Like you just gotta get it and be happy with it at some point. I think variable refresh is like the big thing. It's interesting. Apparently Samsung, like Artemio was telling me that HDMI 2.1 is actually technically it's not finalized yet. But I think some of Digital Foundry said that some Samsung TVs got a firmware update that allows the use of variable refresh, but there are some caveats. Like you can't, like it's got to be maximum 1080p. So you could like do it in theory with an Xbox One X, but you would be limited to 1080p.
Look at that explosion.
And apparently it like
watch for that explosion. It's pretty good.
Apparently it screws with like the color a little bit potentially. So like it's an imperfect implementation, right?
I love that there's branching paths. So where do I go? I go down to the orbital tree to appease a natural wonder, or up to the forgotten lab to secure and advance?
Orbital tree sounds more interesting to me.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to try the wide shot, which fires multiple small bullets. See, you select your weapons at the beginning of the level, so that's actually pretty cool.
Well, Mellow Gaming is saying Windows 10 has an HDR option, but it's horrific and just makes everything look bad. So I haven't actually tried HDR through my graphics card yet, but that makes a lot of sense actually, because your Windows desktop content isn't mastered for HDR. So for example, if you are playing an HDR game on a PS4 and you hit the home button and go to the home menu, it looks kind of dull and washed out and dark because the PlayStation 4 dashboard isn't mastered for HDR. So I mean that makes sense. I don't know if there's like a good way to compensate for that.
I don't know. I mean, especially since I've never used HDR. I've never really seen it in action. You know, it's funny because, you know, I'm saying this stuff that's like, well, you know, this is not anything that really makes a lot of sense to me. Whoa. I got a shield and immediately lost it.
I mean, it took me a while to like kind of understand HDR, I think, like the benefits and all that, because you know, the OLED itself, like for me, was like kind of the big leap.
Yeah.
And it was difficult for me to see initially like what HDR was doing that was just different from the OLED looking awesome all the time. I was talking to John about that back when I first got the TV. He's like, yeah, in some ways OLED almost overshadows HDR and makes it like harder to see the benefit of HDR because everything looks awesome. But I definitely like, I get it now. Like I'm much more interested into HDR than I was when I first got, because I was like, I don't know if I really understand the benefit.
Right.
But no, it's actually pretty cool. I really like it.
This game is like perfectly challenging enough, I think. It doesn't hold your hand, but it's not too hard. It makes you want to get better. At least that's what I'm saying now. Let's see how things go by the end of the night. So you're doing a live stream next week, not a live stream, but a marathon.
Well, it is a live stream.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not just a live stream.
Yeah. So, for those that we I don't think we've talked a lot about the backloggery. You know, I feel like on streams a long time ago, I used to always like have to make this explanation for what the backloggery is. But like, I'm one of the founding members of a website called the Backloggery, backloggery.com, and you know, it's a backlog tracking site, and our good friend Drumble is the owner, and he's been working on, like, I mean, you know. You know, he'll admit it's pretty dated looking at this point. There was the site was kind of like rebuilt. Like, I mean, at this point, even that's probably been like 7 or 8 years ago. And now, you know, it looks, you know, even more outdated by this point. So he's been working on like a very extensive remake for some time, and it's finally getting pretty close. And I think he's hoping to have like sort of a beta version of that live soon. But we kind of alternate doing charity marathons. We used to try to do 2 a year, but we've kind of only managed to do 1 a year lately. We sort of try to alternate doing charity marathons and then site fundraiser marathons, because
right.
It's, you know, it's a major part of Drum's income and livelihood. But you know, a lot of it kind of tends to have to come in one chunk, because
I mean, there's a lot of server needs.
Yes.
For the show. For the show, for the site.
Yeah, but we normally do, I mean, we've been doing it for years and years and years and years, where we do Monday night live streams on the Backloggery.
Right. I mean, a long time you've been doing it.
Long time.
Gosh,
but,
it's gotta be like over 10 years.
It's actually 10 years. Whatever month E3 was in 2008 was our first live stream.
When was it again? Sorry, I was reading.
It was 2008. Whatever month E3 was in 2008. That was when our first live stream was. Battletoads. But anyway, yeah. So we're doing the a site fundraiser to both celebrate and support the completion of the impending completion and release of the new version of the site.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's going to be next Saturday and Sunday. We're not doing a, you know, we're getting too old to do the 24-hour thing. At least Drum thinks so. So we're doing it from like, I think 10 a.m. to 11 or 12 p.m. on Saturday, and then I think again 10 to maybe 6 on Sunday, and we're just going to be trying to beat as many games as we can.
Right, kind of like what we did.
Yeah, and we're you know,
but I mean, it was you had done that like the year before. Man, this guy's he's a little unpredictable.
But yeah, we do fun stuff. We have prize giveaways, and we have like a board game that kind of runs around the border of the screen. That, like, you know, it's sort of like a little meta game, I guess. But yeah, it'll be good times next weekend.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch. I think that we put in some, you know, a couple of Night Trap Blu-Rays or a Night Trap Blu-ray and a Night Trap PC edition. At least that's what I put into the prize pool, which is usually is picked from people who make a donation of any denomination, right?
Right. It's just a random anyone who donates gets entered in the pool for drawings.
Look at this. How I just escaped this. I don't know if you see it on your stream yet, or if it's already happened. But it's a pretty good move.
What was it?
I had a really I just eked out moved out of the way this thing that's falling. But I
might have already seen it.
Yeah.
You blew up.
I thought I saw someone ask a minute ago.
The thing with this year's board game is actually just going to be backloggery themed.
Oh, really?
Yep. Drum was working on he wasn't going to make a new one this year. He didn't think he'd have time, but he has been doing it. There was a question earlier from ABO Hiccups. What is your favorite video you've ever worked
on? Mine is definitely Night Trap. I feel like the Night Trap is like the best thing I've ever done.
I think for me,
Man, I'm falling apart.
I mean, you know, it's hard to say about the difference between. Are you stuck, Sandy?
Are you sure? I mean, I assume that your favorite one to work on is probably Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus.
No. My favorite. I mean, it's hard to say between work on or whatever we're most proud of the result. If I were to just purely talk about most proud of the result, I mean, it'd be between Game Boy RGB, PS2 RGB, and the Super NT.
Yeah, I mean, you were just saying a little while ago that Super NT might be the favorite episode you've ever done. It always adds so much more when you have
an interview.
Have somebody else that can talk during.
Have we saw the bloodstained the retro game yet? No, it's there was a thing you told me there was a thing about how backer codes are going to be late.
Yeah, I mean you can buy it.
I haven't been paying attention. Yeah, you can buy it, but we were backers, so we want to wait for our free codes. Someone, I think it was in our Patreon chat, was saying something about there's shimmer.
Yeah, the scaling.
It's got non-integer scaling. Like, why would that even happen? And
Well, I mean,
games?
it's Inti creates, and they did
Blast of Master
yeah,
Zero.
yeah, which had the same problem.
Which is so weird because like those guys, like they're all about sprites, you know?
Yeah, it's surprising.
It's very strange.
Man, it's like a little. It's kind of tough.
Is this a level after the tree level, or is this like?
I mean, I thought I was gonna die there.
The tree level, I guess, was kind of short.
Yeah, I think based on the map, it looks like the levels that are like the big glowing dots have 3 levels, I think, and then the.
Oh, okay.
Holy mac! Come on. Oh, I got him. Unless he falls. Okay. See, I think that's gonna be the end. No, it's not gonna be. Dang, it's like hard enough that I was hoping that was gonna be the end of this. Bring me back to the map. So maybe I was wrong.
Uh-oh. Do you think you could beat that worm again if you had to? Do you think you got him figured out?
I'm gonna have to.
Well, no, you might not. You might have it now.
I might.
I'm going to.
Man, I don't know what to do here. Do I go up? Okay. Whoa! Going for it. Whew.
Ooh.
Holy man.
Yikes.
Ah, that's tough.
Oh, those guys, like,
They don't die. You gotta.
they might not die.
Yeah, you just gotta full on dodge them.
It looks like they move slower when you don't shoot them. They move faster when you shoot them.
No. See, I always gotta do this because these guys give you shields. Come on, give me a shield. So S is for shield. Looks like the little lightning bolt is for like the screen clearing bomb. I bet I could go down too. I bet you there's something downwards too. Yeah, they do. They do move slower if I don't shoot them. But of course, the sand pushes you downwards too.
Oh. Whew. I mean, there might be times where you would want one to move quickly, but that might be tough to manage.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Ooh, this one shoots it. Shooting at my butt now, too. The reverse shot.
I don't know why that's funny.
I don't know. Does this seem like something you'd like?
I mean, it does look really good. Like, it's so impressive. Like his games just like look good and they look like they play good. Like I mean, he's obviously, very talented for a one-man developer. I mean, you never would have guessed that this was just the vision of one person,
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously like he knows how to play games, and he doesn't overcomplicate them. They're just well designed. It seems like.
Right. I mean, it's very much, I would say, like, pixel levels of quality. The Cave Story guy, except like the difference is this guy has made like a ton of games.
Whoa!
Like I don't know if any of them are as in depth. I think he specializes more in like arcadey, shooter type things. I'm gonna look up Loco Malito. Loco Malito.
Oh, we're going.
Loco Malito, traditional video game.
Yeah, that's.
Let's see what he has done.
So you get, because there's branching paths, you can go and play other levels to like get different power-ups. Because you get a new weapon at the end of each one. Oh, I got options this time. Instead of bombs, I'd rather have options than bombs.
Well, does he have an arcade game?
That wouldn't surprise me.
There's one thing that says Verminist Arcade 2016. It says on arcades.
Huh. Did you include his name in the tweet when you tweeted about it?
I did.
That'd be cool if he showed up.
Oh, I believe he's in Spain, so it's probably not good stream watching hours over there.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I missed the shield. Come on, give me another shield.
Yeah, it appears that he's got this like Galaga looking arcade game.
That's
that he's
cool.
made. He's got a bunch of stuff. Super Hydorah, Curse Castilla, The Curse of Isios. I don't know.
The thing I like too is that he releases these games and like they don't need, like none of these games he's released on consoles have like needed patches. They're tiny and they don't have any like post-release patches.
I thought the most amazing thing is that this looks good.
Ooh,
This Curse of Isios, it looks like it's got like a more NES-like color palette.
What kind of?
It looks like
I'm gonna try some of this.
Castlevania or Battle of Olympus or something.
Really?
Yeah, it looks great.
Maybe that'll be next. I'm backing
Maybe
up.
so. I would totally get that. It looks awesome.
Ooh, this is good music on this level. The thing, you know, it's like I'm getting that same feeling that I had with Curse Castilla though, where it's like, it's just like, it's just fun to play. It's like not overly difficult, but it's just challenging enough to make you want to like do better.
Jeremy Seal says he's playing through Shadow of the Colossus on PS4. I actually just bought that in part because I felt like I needed more HDR capable games for the 4K TV episode, which I mean it's kind of ironic because I can't show HDR in the video.
Yeah,
but,
that's kind of like the big thing. But you do all this stuff to try to simulate it as best as you can.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like I'm going to like have some examples, but otherwise there's just going to be a lot of B-roll of me shooting off my TV, but there's going to be certain highlights that, you know, are going to be blown out or shadows that look like they're black. But if you were to look at it in person, you would see the detail.
But I mean, you're like, that's how you're gonna try to get the idea across. Whoa. Oops. I guess I wasn't supposed to fly in there. I mean, I think it's gonna be cool.
Well, people that backed Bloodstained are getting codes. It's late. You know, I've not read like any of the Kickstarter updates. Like, I don't know what the official line on that situation. The only reason I even know they're delayed is because you told me. But my gut feeling, I mean, yeah, it stinks, but my gut feeling would be it's probably a little bit outside of their hands. I mean, there's, getting these codes from like Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo and all, from what I understand, can be kind of problematic anyway. And you get a limited number of codes and stuff. Sandy freaks out about me coughing. I don't know what it is. What is it? It's fine. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not dying. I'm okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it was. I mean, they probably could have been more proactive in making sure they had the codes in time,
Right.
but they probably just didn't know. They had no, like, oh, I need to be getting this stuff from Sony and Microsoft or whatever.
Whoa.
There is a new Ninja.
We got a new sponsor.
We got a new sponsor. Welcome, Seminole Gamer. Thank you. But there's a new Atomos device coming out called the Ninja 5, and it's a lot more affordable compared to earlier Atomos products. I mean, it's not like cheap, but it's like $700, I think. I'm trying to see if I can get a review unit. It probably won't be for keeps, but if there was any chance of if there was any chance of getting it before the episode, I could like at least demonstrate how it could be implemented into an HDR setup. And then I would like to do like just a more of a mini sort of review, I guess, that would like talk more at length about capturing HDR and the workflow involved in bringing HDR to YouTube. So even if that's not for keeps, I do want to get one eventually.
Just gonna be really handy for one thing.
Right. I mean, really, it's a production device. I mean, it's really meant to be used like on your camera shooting in the field. But and John says, the big benefit of the Atomos stuff isn't even, HDR. It's just, getting to record ProRes at, this high quality ProRes, which, edits so much faster than, other types of media.
Right.
Like
Because the thing with MP4 is your computer has to process and like look at the frame ahead and the frame behind. That's interesting. It's like a weird level. It's kind of like a bonus level. Ooh, we're gonna explore Rubinia. It says explore a deadly sector.
Ooh, a deadly sector.
It's not looking good.
Oh, it looks like you're at like a dead end.
Yeah. But that last level seemed very weird. I only got an extra life. I didn't get an extra weapon at the end of it. So maybe the whole point of that level is like actually not kill anybody, because it seems like it was so easy and it just like powered you up completely.
That's awesome. Don't lose it.
Well, I mean, I wonder if I can replay the level and do something different with that.
Oh, can you go back to the levels?
I'm gonna find out after I do this. I've never tried it. music's really good in this too. It's not like a typical shooter music. It's not like super amped up or anything, but it does feel like it does gets pretty I don't know, it's hard to explain.
It fits, but it's not like
it doesn't feel like typical. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a typical shooter music. I'm so excited to play the sound effects from the Dreamcast Smash Pack for you after we're done streaming tonight.
Like, did they just like? I mean,
They sound like Atari sound effects, kind of.
like, I mean, how is Genesis sound emulation really accomplished anyway? Because it's like it never really seems to sound quite right. So like, to do it right, do you need to like actually record samples from a real system?
I don't think
like
so.
I don't know how the better emulations do it. I have no idea.
No, they just have to try to emulate the sound chip as closely as they can. I don't know. I mean, samples, like especially in that same in the Dreamcast collection, like the audio samples sound fine, like the screams and attacks in Streets of Rage and stuff like that sound really good.
Do you know any non-permanent NES RGB mods? I mean that's just not possible. I mean, other than the fact that it's not like the mod is destructive. I mean, you could, I mean, obviously, there's soldering and desoldering, but I mean, you could, in theory, put the system back the way it was. That's just the way it is. I mean, the closest thing there exists otherwise would be something like the NT Mini, which I believe is not in production anymore. Super NT is, but NT Mini is not. I mean, NT Mini obviously has the analog output. That's the closest thing there would be, because it's a product designed to act like an NES that already has RGB.
I feel like this guy's like not that hard, but hard at the same time. I think I don't have the right weapon for this level. The spread shot is nice to have.
I think you need to lure him like more to the right of the screen, because then you're just going to be working up against the edge all the time.
Actually, it's not. It's like I'm lasting longer by doing it this way.
Oh, okay.
Like not having to deal with like the 2 layers of spinning stuff. Ah! Oh, it's raising Golden Jupiter Studios blood pressure. Okay, you cannot replay the first level, so you got to find the secrets on your first time.
Have you played the the Tasmanian Tiger series? I don't think I was even aware that was a series. I thought it was maybe just a game. Yeah, I thought it was just a game. No, I haven't. I feel like that was around the time that like mascot character type games like started dying off, but there were a few studios that like didn't get the memo, and that's like one of those.
And like TAC was one of them.
Oh yeah. TAC and the Power of Juju.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? I don't know.
I think so.
I don't think I've ever seen it in action.
Yeah, I think so. I think that game, the models in that game may have actually been built with, if I remember right, they may have been built with Animation Master, which was like this like 3D modeling software I used in college that is like not professional at all, but it got the job done. I could be wrong on that, but I seem to remember reading about that. Yeah, I mean, not to poo-poo mascot platformers, because I absolutely have a soft spot for them, but they definitely died off at a certain time for sure. You know, I kind of thought about getting. I mean, this is not a mascot platformer, but it just popped in my mind. I saw the PS2 version of Heavenly Guardian. I kind of maybe thought a little bit about getting it.
Oh, you should have.
I don't. There's no 240p version, is there?
No.
I kind of wonder though if the PS2 version supports 480p.
It might.
I'd rather get the Wii version, I would think.
But the Wii version is Wiimote only. That's the thing. That's the difficult.
That doesn't bother me. Like horizontal NES style?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, I think it uses like nunchuck and.
Oh well, that's not Wii remote only.
Oh, I mean, it uses.
It's Wii remote and nunchuck only.
Yes. Sorry.
Well, that's fine. I like nunchuck.
Yeah, but it just like it takes away a little bit of, I think, of the kind of like the classic feel of it, not being able to play with like an analog stick and a connected controller, I guess. Man, I don't know why this guy's like retarded to use. Oh
yeah, there's definitely.
Come on, I got him, and then died.
Oh, bummer.
It looked like he was gonna have another form.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to say.
Let's see though.
Oh yeah, there's definitely like a mascot platformer revival movement. I think, you know, people are I think nostalgic for the NES or not NES, N64 and
there were some
PS1
rumors I think recently about the N64 Classic. I don't know what.
Yeah, I didn't read about it, but I saw indications that there were rumors. Yeah. Was it based on like a patent or something?
I think so, yeah. I'm not sure if I'm gonna beat this tonight, but I kind of took this detour, I guess. Oh, I maxed out this gun. I just wanted to see what it looks like. But you know what?
Oh, we got $5 from Saberwolf. Hey guys, just wanted to show my support for one of my favorite channels. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, come on. Good Lord.
It's not a super long level though.
No,
is it?
no, it's. I mean, none of these levels are so hard that it's kind of it is annoying.
Mm-hmm. I mean, last time you were on the continue screen, I think it only said like 7 or 8 continues had been used.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No, for the first time through.
You'll probably be locked out of a good ending or something, but that's fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
You know, Drum was telling me the other day about
Oh, was that on stream? Did we get another donation? Watch on stream for it. So I think we just got another donation. Unless it was behind from the super chat, which is very possible.
Yeah, it was behind from the super chat. Saberwolf 10. Drum was telling me the other day about the Game Boy Advance.
Man, I was like a pixel away from getting that shield, and I thought I had it, so I started to fly away.
I guess the Game Boy Advance version of Super Ghouls and Ghosts has like branching paths that are like go to new levels that are kind of based on other levels in the series.
Yeah. I mean, Contra 3 on the Game Boy Advance kind of does that same thing, where it has Contra Hardcore levels on it.
Oh, okay.
Which, you know, being a fan might be more interest.
Interesting. That is interesting.
But with a Contra 3 play style. It's easy to get lost in which one's in the background, which ones are in front of you.
Well, at least there is a color difference.
My God. And I had beat the boss.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure.
I don't even know what I hit right that time. It doesn't help that it's like ridiculously hot up here.
You need to go out, see.
Oh, we got another donation.
Jakester with $2. Thanks for all the help for my RGB setup. Well,
Heck yeah.
thanks for thanking us. A lot of people say, you know, you've made me spend so much money.
My God. I'm like determined to beat this level now. I can't go back on the path. I have to beat this level. Oh, you took the dog out. I didn't realize. I need that shield. Ideally, I'd like to hang on to it for the boss, too. Nope. I don't even know what it hit me. Oh, we got a $10 donation from Reese Riverson. It says, "Keep up the awesome work, guys. Excited for the 4K episode." Thank you. I'll get my feet out of the camera there. I think you're gonna like the 4K episode. It's different. It's different for us.
What's different?
The 4K episode. We got a $10 donation from Reese Riverson saying he's excited for the 4K episode.
I'm also excited for it to be done. it's in terms of editing, it is just barely begun. So I'm nervous about meeting my my goal of gain it out before E3.
Yeah.
My
I can't
original
believe-
goal is get it out before Black Friday.
I remember that. Holy cow! This is like it's not even that hard. How do you VGA on the Framemeister? Well, something like an Extron 201 RXI, which can output VGA to BNC or RGBS, and if you get an RGBS to male SCART cable, you can run it into the Framemeister. I know it hit me there. No idea what hit me there.
But VGA directly into the OSSC looks like so good.
Yeah. I actually use the RXI that feeds SCART. You know, it goes BNC to SCART out of the RXI. But the RXI also has a VGA pass-through. So I can run that to the OSSC VGA in, but also send to my my G-SCART, which feeds my Framemeister. And PB. I see
I see the
donation.
Yeah, we got a $4.99 donation from Jason Davis. How do you feel about the inexpensive SCART to HDMI converters? Well, we kind of reviewed it in RGB 105. You know, I think we just call it what, generic upscaler or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, you know, they have their place, I think.
Yeah.
They aren't like outstandingly bad necessarily. I mean, they, you know, for the price, they get you started.
Right. And for some people that may be just give them the fix that they want. For sure, you know.
Right. We got $2 from Brazil, Ronnie Orsano. Greetings from Brazil. Keep it up. Thank you very much.
Gosh. I can't. I'm so focused on getting that shield. I can never shoot the thing in the right place so I can get to it. It ends up inside of the floating thing. I can't get to it. I mean, I was making it to the boss, no problem. For some reason, I cannot seem to make it to the boss now.
Well, you know, sometimes you just need to, like, you know, go to the bathroom and then come back.
Sometimes, yeah. I don't want turbo. I don't want to go faster. I want to go. I want to not die in one hit.
Which interface unit do I use in my PC Engine interface unit? I believe I just have the official one hooked up right now. Although I've also tried the Power Plus. It's like PWR Plus. That Steve recommends. Sort of is a modular solution. I think there's a page somewhere on the HD Retrovision site that details it. But it's kind of neat. You can like hook up multiple systems with sort of some branching cables and stuff. I don't think I'm using that right now, but I did test it with it. I'm just using the one that came with it. Voltar said it was in good condition.
So I'm just focusing. Did I get him? Please be dead. Please don't have another form. Finally. Oh, there's another level. Fantastic.
You
Oh,
got
it looks like another boss.
Oh, okay. Okay. That might be a little more manageable.
I don't. It might be a cutscene. No. It has nice music. Yeah, it looks like it's just like powering me up here.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. So it's like I gotta destroy all these things. I think. This is interesting.
What's the green and pink meters?
So the red meter is your bombs, and the green one is your like main gun. I don't know if I can find it. Oh, come on! And it's continued.
Oh no. I was afraid. So, oh no. Oh, that was mean.
It just like popped out.
Oh no. I was afraid that you might have a
seemed too
way
good to be
screw
true.
up that. Yeah.
It's alright. I got this. Sorry, I think that's a little loud. I'm sorry about that. Well,
Has anyone had any experience with Microsoft's warranty and repair services? That's nothing I ever really considered before.
yeah, I mean,
I wonder how that works. Have you played PC games? Sure, I have played PC games. Do I actively play PC games? Not lately.
yeah, unless it's like an ease game. That's the only time I really do. It's an ease game that's not on anything else.
I've definitely gone through my phases with PC gaming, but I've never been a hardcore fan.
So the shield always comes after the blue arrow. Remember that, okay?
Say what?
The shield always appears after the speed up
Oh, okay.
power up, and I just lost it anyways.
Well, you would have been dead.
Give me that shield. Give it to me. There we go. If anybody in the chat is in the Cincinnati or Columbus, Ohio area, I'm going to be going to the Corgs, which is like the Central Ohio or Columbus, Ohio Retro Gaming Society show on Saturday. It's not like I have a guest or anything. I'm just going to be going and shopping around.
You know if you see anything good.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to. I think that we're gonna be going like really, really early. I can't believe how early we're going, actually.
How early are you going?
Well, Joey says he was like, I'll pick everyone up at 6:30.
How many people are going
I don't know.
with you?
I think that Duke is gonna be there
Oh, okay.
as well.
Yeah, he's usually there.
Another
He's
thing.
in that area.
Another thing, I kind of tweeted about it, but if you live in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, My Life in Gaming will be showing like old episodes on public access television starting tomorrow, which I think is kind of fun. You know, it's. I'm gonna go underneath this time and. Oh, maybe not. So you can. It gives you the ability to fully power up here, which is kind of nice. But I beat that guy again.
That's important.
Where's the rest?
Try's voice sounds so deep. I don't think I believe that. At first I read that as Try's voice sounds so derp, which I would have found that more believable.
I have to really slip in here. There we go. There we go. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Inching ever so close. Whoa. I don't know how to get up there. I feel like if I try to... I'm going to try and go in from the top. I feel like I can do it, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it's going to be too tight. What do you think it looks like? You think I can slip through there? I can maybe do it like this. I did it. There's got to be... I did it. New weapon light. It's clever. It's clever. All right, we're heading into the galactic inferno. Fight the Meropian fleet. Oh, it might be a space armada level.
Oh yeah. Meroptian.
All units.
It is.
Today we fight
Oh man, here we go.
Our only chance is to destroy their worker. So find a way through the enemy lines and hit the
I love the voice acting in it.
I kind of like that. I'm not a PC gamer. I'm a PCB gamer.
Yeah.
That kind of works.
You realize though, right now, this is elevated, this game, in my book.
Yeah.
As I died. I've probably said it before, but I love like Space Armada levels in games.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
The game-
Like in the music in a Space Armada level is quite very likely the best in the game.
Yeah.
If not the best, at least the best after the first level.
Yeah. Well, it was certainly true for the first Star Fox. And you know, like it's silly that was not done in, you know, that was like the level they left out in Star Fox 64. I probably would have liked Star Fox 64.
Not really. There's a Space Armada level. I can't remember which one it is. Maybe Sector Y.
But it's not levels where you fly inside the ships and stuff like that. Or
No, but it's still a Space Armada. I mean, there's a couple of those, like the I can't remember what the level's called, but on the hard route, the last level before Venom is a Space Armada. I mean, no, you don't fly into the core and blow anything up that I can remember, but. Oh, Sandy's just running around growling with her toys. Which is what I want her to do.
Okay, I was gonna say there's no way that's the end of the level. Oh, geez. Big lasers taking out the capital ships. Oh, geez. I gotta, like, avoid it. I gotta fly around it as it's, like, exploding. Whoa!
Oh, no. They got him.
They did. Oh, we got another...
Oh, Jakester with $2. Will we get an emulator episode or Retrode video? Probably not. I mean, we had talked about like maybe collaborating with someone on emulator episode, but I mean, it would be really hard for us to put together just because it's, you know, it's something we don't have deep experience with. The most interesting thing to us, I think, that we would want to play around with would be like, you know, some of those like video cards that like can output 240p from
like the arcade VGA.
Yeah. You know, Drum was just telling me something about a new mode that was added to RetroArch that I forget what they called it, like Super CRT mode or something like that.
Oh yeah. It's like and it's supposed to like look ahead of frame or something like that.
Oh.
It's like,
no.
It might be like, it is like a CRT mode though, but it's like
I think
supposed to be like no lag.
I don't think, like there is a mode, there is a thing that is supposed to like, in theory, be able to make like faster than CRT lag, because it can like actually eliminate like the natural lag, because it like runs the simulation twice.
Really?
And I forget what they call it, but there's a feature that like you run the emulation twice, and there's one that's like slightly ahead of the other, and it's like reading inputs, and in theory it could like beat a CRT, like maybe not for any game, but in some cases it could, if for example there is like input delay that's like baked into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could like in theory be faster than that. I mean, I worry that it would be a little fiddly, but no, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, he said he wasn't actually positive what it was, but his interpretation of it was that it might be a mode that's intended for like that. There's arcade VGA or whatever it's called.
Oh, it might be, yeah.
Intended for use, easy use with that. That'd be interesting.
So I don't know what this thing is. This metal thing that I got. I wonder what it does. It might be like a one-use thing. Should I try and use it?
I have no idea.
It doesn't seem to do anything, so.
Like, it probably just does something for you. Maybe it unlocks an ending.
Maybe. This level's pretty generous on the major, like, main power-ups. You know, I can get shields pretty consistently on this one. You see how close I was to like beating the level before? Real close.
I wasn't really sure.
I was like flying into like the main cannon of the main ship. And that was my last life.
I see some debate in the chat about blue shells, and I feel like my perspective with like the items in Mario Kart is like, you know, the rules of the game are you know, just deal with the stuff that they have in the game. Like, it's like, I mean, you know, if you lost one race to a blue shell, like, you know, well, you gotta make up for it the next race. Like, I mean, that's just part of the game. Like, Like I know that there is some strategy that is valid for avoiding blue shells. So
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like 100% cheap. Like I mean, it's just part of the game. You know, I don't have strong opinions on Mario Kart items and balance apart from, you know, hey, that's just the way the game is.
The music's really good on this level. I know it's stating the obvious.
Say what?
I said the music's really good on this level.
I mean, I can't hear it, but I mean, it's obvious it is just from looking at it.
Oh, my options failed me. I really needed the shield there too. Okay, good. The options are good because they can take bullets too for you. The tough thing about this big beam is that it pushes you. It like causes like some wind. It almost like knocks you into the side of the ship.
Hmm.
I mean, wind is probably not like a good way to describe it, but come on. Did I get it? Oh, 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 oh. Oh, we're flying inside the ship. We're inside it. We're inside the mothership. It's game. It's game. That's all it needs to do. I mean, it's a long level, that's for sure. I knew those things were gonna kill me if I touched them. I was not positive though.
Ugh.
That's alright though. I don't know what the metal, like all the description says this might, I'm gonna die right there. It says this might be useful, is what the description is for it.
Well, it probably unlocks like levels or an ending or something.
Yeah. Whoa. Alright. It is intense. My hands are sweating. Of course. Oh, nobody can get me in here though.
Oh, look at these little dudes. They make me think of Cybernator.
Oh, was there people running around?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, maybe they might be big mechs actually, but they look little.
See, it says may be useful. It's called the light.
All units.
Will you look it up, see what it does?
We fight the Moroccan fleet in the open space.
Sure.
Our only chance is to destroy their worker. So find a way through the enemy lines and hit the target.
This game would make me wonder why I own a PS4. Like in a bad way? Like you feel it. It'd be
Like I guess he's saying like the graphics, like what good is it? I mean that's fine. I don't mind games that look like this on modern platforms.
yeah. I feel like there's probably nothing about it out there, about the item.
Let's see. Black Gate. Note that you will need the light special weapon from Rubina here. After descending for some time in the second part of the level, take a branching path to the far right. A section of the wall here will be slightly discolored and can be destroyed. Inside is a treasure chest. Collect it to earn the secret.
Oh, okay. So it's just a...
You only need it in a level, I guess. I'm not clear if the level is called... I'm not clear if the level is called Black Gate or... the level might be called Black Gate.
Question's asking, like, if you have any advice for gaming, PC gaming on a couch. My advice is hook your PC up to a TV by your couch. Not really. I mean, I don't do enough PC gaming to.
I mean, when I was going through a spell of PC gaming, see, I've never. I don't really mind a mouse as an input method, but
you kind of did something cool with a.
Right. Well, that's what I'm going to get to.
Okay.
So, I didn't have an Xbox 360 until relatively recently, and so I had to start the Mass Effect series on PC. I later finished it on PS3, but I started on on PC, and I've never liked a keyboard as a gaming input method. Obviously, I'm a big fan of operating my PC from my couch with my keyboard here, but I don't like it for moving around and doing hotkeys and stuff. I don't like it. Only for typing. That's what I like to do with a keyboard. I don't mind a mouse per se, but obviously sitting here, that's a problem. So that was when I had familiarity with trackballs. I know that some people were like, it's always kind of baffled me because my uncle had a trackball when I was first learning to use computers way back, and it never seemed unusual to me compared to just a regular mouse necessarily. So I've always kind of liked trackballs. I used a trackball a little bit with this dedicated video editing console at work. So I've got the Logitech wireless trackball, which you have it too. I mean, I love it.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I've used them to death. I've actually gone through a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through a ton as well.
But I love them. So I use this trackball as my main thing. Now a lot of people might not like that. So I started off playing Mass Effect with a trackball. Now, is it going to feel as accurate as a mouse? No, but I don't care. I'm not playing games competitively. I don't care if I can nail a headshot as easily with a trackball versus a mouse. I don't care. I really don't. So I did my aiming and stuff in Mass Effect with the trackball, and I started off with the keyboard, but I was just I still really don't like using a keyboard. I played through a lot of Half-Life, Portal, and games like that. I played through those with mouse and keyboard, but I was just I don't like using a keyboard. So I bought a PlayStation Move Navigator. I didn't own a PlayStation Move at the time. I just bought a Move Navigator. I used whatever software was popular at the time for mapping a PS3 controller to PC commands. And so I used a PlayStation Move Navigator as a replacement for a keyboard. I was able to map all the functions I needed to play Mass Effect to the various buttons on the Move Navigator. I just moved WASD to the analog stick, which, obviously I didn't have analog control, but, that was fine. So so I thought that is like, if I were to play a shooter type game on PC that didn't natively have controller support. If a game has controller support, I would prefer to use a controller. But if it doesn't have controller support, like BioWare games didn't, I assume new BioWare PC games probably don't, but they were like very hardline about like not like they were designed, the console versions with controllers in mind, designed the PC ones with mouse and keyboard in mind. Like they would not support controllers in their PC versions. But so for games that do not have native controller support, in my opinion, that's the best way to play is wireless trackball and Move Navigator. That's how I do it. I haven't done that in a long time though, because controller support's pretty good in PC gaming nowadays.
Right.
And the off occasion that I do play a PC game, I use the May Flash Wii U Pro controller dongle, which is like so easy. It's very plug and play. You just plug it in, sync the Wii U Pro controller to it, and you've got it thinks it's an Xbox 360 controller.
Got my shield. I'm not using the metal thing anymore, because it gives you so many of the screen clearing attack, like the super attacks, like icons for that. It's probably just helped me to have the super attacks in this level.
Okay, newer BioWare PC games do support controller. Dragon Age Inquisition and Mass Effect Andromeda both support Xbox One controller, so that's good.
Power up.
Well, the whole argument about, a mouse is so much more accurate, blah, 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 compared to a controller or whatever. I'm like, do not care. Because I don't play games competitively, especially not shooters. Like,
You just don't care.
I don't care. If it gets me through the single player, is good enough.
Come on, give me that shield.
I don't have the skills to compete, and I don't care. Don't bother me. I just wanna get through the game.
Yeah. Good lord, I don't know why this is. It's not that hard. Give me that shield. Give it to me. And give me another. Okay, I got 3 of the super attacks now. Gosh darn it. With the super shot, I might be able to do pretty good against, the main gun here.
Yeah, there's definitely a limited time there.
Sometimes I feel like I'm not even focusing on the right part of the screen. Oh, you only lose one of your super attacks if you die. Like, I have 3 of them stockpiled, and it takes away one of them if you die. That's fine. I can live with that.
What are our thoughts on microtransactions and loot boxes? I mean, I don't really play games that have those features,
Yeah,
so
same here.
I don't really have a lot of opinion on it. So, I mean, I rarely even buy just regular DLC these days. I mean, not necessarily out of a lack of interest in the content, but just kind of out of a lack of time. And also, like, you know, you and I really like complete versions when we can get them. Like,
Yeah.
you know, has the DLC on the disc, you know, that might be released after the fact. Like, I cannot remember the last time I actually bought DLC. I mean, not that I'm opposed to DLC, but
Yeah.
I just, you know, I'm really behind this generation anyway, I feel.
All units, today is the day.
I like so this guy talking, he like has this like a Spanish accent.
Oh, like it's voiced.
Yeah. And he definitely has like a Spanish accent.
Well, I
Speaking
mean,
in English.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Loco Molito.
Maybe it is. I mean, that would not be surprising. That'd make all the sense in the world.
Is it like clear audio, or is it like sound like it's like 16-bit compressed?
It's pretty clear. I mean, the music is like CD quality sounding anyways. So. They don't have to go to that extent.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. This is like a PC Engine CD or a Sega CD game.
Yeah. Is anybody in the chat going to too many games? If so, we got confirmed for our panel.
Well, yeah, it's Friday afternoon. Is that right?
Yeah, I want to say Friday at 4:30.
Yeah, so it's possible some people who plan to go might not even have arrived yet, but still not a bad time. It's better than the last panel of the last day, which is what we had 1 year.
Right.
Do we know what room we're in?
We're in 2.
So that's probably one of the bigger rooms.
Yeah, it's bigger than that's like the middle-sized room. We had the small room last year.
Yeah.
And there's like people at the door.
Maybe we can bring some material to tease some of our projects.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's ideally what I'd like to do.
But we live streaming? No, I don't think that's really realistic.
I'm not even sure if we'll shoot it this year.
Yeah,
I mean,
who knows?
I'm not even sure we're gonna be shooting. We're not gonna be probably shooting one of our episodes with Game Day this year. I think this year we're gonna help him shoot some of his stuff.
Yeah, it's about time we did that anyway.
Yeah. We got enough stuff that we're doing at this point, anyways. The music here is really epic sounding. For some reason, this makes me think of like Target Earth or Assault Lenos for some reason.
Yeah. I've had that kind of thought too.
Well, I don't have a full-powered gun. But... I do like that it kind of shows other ships, though. You're not like the last ship going after this.
Yeah.
I mean, although by the end of the game, you know, you could end up being the last ship in the fleet. But it makes it more believable.
Yeah, like isn't the story of one of the treasure games like you are the last ship?
Yeah. It's like, okay, so
you go through all this like insane stuff as the last ship.
Yeah, and then like, okay, now what? It doesn't save like all your people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which game was that?
Oh, I don't even know. All right. So 3 of those things will take that thing out pretty quick. And back inside.
Will there ever be a My Life in Gaming Blu-ray? If you go to, is it mylifeingaming.net or .com?
.com. .net takes,
.com.
returns.
.net takes you to the YouTube page, yeah. mylifeingaming.com, you can find a little shop there that has some copies of our Night Trap Blu-ray, which also has a few other of our documentary type episodes like as bonus features on.
Yeah. But in terms of like a full-fledged Blu-ray, I mean, I think I could see it happening.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that like I feel like I would want to fix in certain episodes before doing a Blu-ray, and that's what makes me kind of uncertain, I guess.
Yeah.
About doing it is like I would want to.
I don't understand. I don't even know what I got hit by right there. It did not even look like I was flying into the enemy shot. So. Man. But I mean, I think that Blu-ray is like definitely something that is gonna happen. You know, I think there's some extra stuff. Like we'd want to do like maybe some commentaries, but I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I don't know if our material really like lends to like commentaries, but maybe it does. I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool to look back at these old episodes and kind of talk about what we remember about making.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that would be good added value. I mean,
but then we'd have to get together to do it. But we could also record it separately, like we did with the How to Beat Volume 1.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, we get together often enough anyway. It wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah. What would some of the chat like to see on a Blu-ray that if we were to put one together?
We thought about making a video game. Certainly not by ourselves. I think it would be fun to like make like
like a retro game compilation and have them scale it right.
Well, yeah, that would be fun. That's all I was gonna say. But yes, I would love to be like the you know, I don't even know what the role would be, but like just the guy who says like, no, you're scaling that wrong. Please use interpolation and ask Kevtris how he got his awesome interpolation, because that's what I want it to look like. No, you're not using an integer scale, or no, you're using an integer scale and you shouldn't use an integer scale. You should use a non-integer scale with interpolation.
Right.
No,
but
your scan lines look
M2 is
wrong.
very good.
Oh yeah, but there's you know, it's just like I don't understand why there don't exist at least options to do it right, you know? Yeah, that I would like to be a consultant for retro game compilations, sure. But what I was gonna say is like to be like more like hands-on involved with making a game. I think it'd be fun to make an FMV game.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
What are some other suggestions?
Other suggestions? Oh, let me scroll up. 4K Blu-ray, My Life in Game Collection, all video formats, all your episode information. Well, 4K would be kind of pointless considering, you know, most of our content is not in 4K.
Yeah, the 4K episode is going to be in 4K though.
It is. The PC Engine interface unit episode was in 4K. But we shoot in 4K, but we usually don't render in 4K. Dude, Mystery Science Theater 3000 shots at the bottom of you guys making fun of yourselves.
What is it?
Mystery Science Theater 3000 shadows at the bottom with us making fun of ourselves.
That'd be funny. Or they talk about the game stack, how to clean your stupid games. I saw a mention about it.
Oh yeah,
if you have not seen it, it is hilarious.
It is really, really funny.
I don't know if you watched the new episode today. I mean, I
haven't seen it.
I guess like spoilers from like the ending skit, but I mean, I think it's kind of hilarious. I don't know if you've been like following the ending skits. Do you know how Dave always steals Joe's snatcher?
Yeah.
So it came out that he said, you know, like he goes to Dave's house and says, you know, where's all my snatchers? And he says, I sell them on eBay. And he says, well, I buy all mine from eBay. So it's just like this idea that it's the same snatcher being bought, like sold, or stolen, sold, and bought, like in this circular pattern that is just like, it's kind of an amazing plot twist, I think. That I feel that was not a, it's just like a kind of a passive line, like it's just like said really quick. But I like the implications of it. But the how to clean your stupid games was very funny. It was very funny how long the WD-40 shot went.
Yes.
And I definitely got a kick out of the pressure wash. Throwing Altered Beast in the laundry, the washing machine.
It was good stuff. It was good stuff.
Yeah, I definitely got a kick out of it. I might be hitting the brick wall for tonight. I might have to.
Do you know if it's saving between levels?
Yes, it does save. So I could quit and resume with the same amount of the map done. So I mean, after I finish the episode, I could probably do like maybe a bonus stream where I try to beat it. If people would be into that. I mean, Troy might not be on if he's working on the other episode, but I could always get someone else to be here with me.
Yeah.
I
I really need to like try to like disappear and focus because it's going to be.
But if you can't, you know, like if you want to, I mean, I definitely want to beat this. I can't like let it go for.
Yeah, if you let it sit, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah. I would have liked to beat this level though.
Yeah, that'd be a good stopping point if you could.
I mean, that's like a little bit over the half the game beat. So we'll see what happens. How many people are watching?
147. I wasn't really paying attention during like the middle of the stream to see like what the peak was.
Yeah. I think people are clearly going to be disappointed that they were not here, they didn't watch tonight because of how good this game is.
It does look great. Like like I will definitely give a serious look at whatever Loco Molito does, because he's clearly very talented.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, there's a lot going on here. I mean, it seems like he's a lot of enemies. You know, I mean, he's like designed like a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, it's crazy. I wonder what kind of game I try to do next. I forgot what it was called, but that sort of more NES looking style game looked awesome. Like I would love for something for a physical copy of that to get made. What do you think of the Wii U? I really like the Wii U, but you know, I was counting up my Wii U games. I was like, wow, I'm going to by the end of this month match my physical Switch game collection is going to match my physical Wii U game collection after, like, you know, not much more than a year. That's insane. And plus there's like so much overlap in the game libraries by now. What's a good way to play arcade games on TV? Well, you know, a super gun, of course. Coury's still kind of working on his super gun
Yeah, I want to get a Has
situation.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a Has. I can't afford it right now, but I want one.
How much is it?
It's like $180, I think.
And then do you need to get like a separate power supply?
I think it might include a power supply, but it's pretty like normal power supply.
Oh, okay.
I just really want to beat this level. Come, and I keep on dying on the stupidest stuff. I mean, I am dying for stupid reasons.
That's a tight little corridor.
It is, but it's not that bad. Come on. I've
What are
flown
we
through
searching
worse.
for currently for our collection? You know, this question comes up a lot, and we're always like, oh, I don't know. I just kind of know it when I see it. But I was thinking about it a day or two ago, and I was like, I mean, you know, there's just like this nebulous idea in my head of, like, you know, games I want. So it's like I can't even really list them off the top of my head. Like one thing that, like, this isn't even a big thing or anything, but it's just like something I've been like, oh yeah, next time I see that, I want to get it. Like the Bomberman Hero has been on my mind ever since the Wii Shop Channel video that we did.
Oh my God, it's tough. And there it is. I'm gonna let the countdown end. I'm falling apart. 18 continues.
Oh, continue. What do you think? One more?
No,
You're done. You're done.
yeah. Believe in yourself. You have the skills to beat Hydorah. I got 9th place. It's gonna be a bonus stream. As soon as I finish the episode, then I'll be streaming.
Yeah, that'd be a good treat to yourself, I'd say.
Yeah. Whew. I mean, yeah. Is that the Capcom Power System Changer? Is that the? I would love to get one of those, like the Darksoft CPS2, like multi boards. It has like every game on it. Nope. The game crashed.
Oh,
During the explosion there.
they didn't expect you to quit.
I guess not. I sent him a clip of it. I have no idea. I have no idea who this is.
What?
No, don't worry about it.
Oh,
I don't know who that
now
is.
playing.
I don't know who that is.
How many people do you have on your PS4 friends? I haven't accepted a PS4 or a PlayStation Network friend request in like a long time.
Yeah, I do. I mean, now there's like so many. I kind of feel like it doesn't even matter at this point, like accepting them, because you don't get the pop-ups. You can set the pop-ups to only be people that you like want to know when they come online.
Well, the fact of the matter is, like, I virtually never actually play like games online anymore. So
Why is
it's like it doesn't even matter.
I think that the only option I have here is one player start new game. I think that my save file is gone.
Oh no.
Because the only option I have is one player start new game. Usually there'd be a one player continue.
Oh no.
Let me just skip this opening and see what it does.
Well, that's bad news.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
That is disappointing. Does that put a damper on your desire to do a bonus stream?
No, I mean, I think I could start over and probably make it through pretty quick now that I know what I'm doing.
Oh no. Well,
Let's see if I can how fast I can beat this first level.
it's more authentic now, I guess.
What do you mean? Oh,
I mean, starting over.
Yeah.
Any plans to do an episode teaching how to record videos from a CRT TV?
Oh, you mean like with a camera?
With a camera? I mean, maybe.
That could be like a fun kind of mini. I mean, I think we could do.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of specific to our cameras.
Yeah, but I mean, we could talk about like other cameras where you can line it up. I don't have my old camera anymore to show it.
I don't have my old camera anymore either. I mean, I guess I could borrow another camera, but
To like lock the shutter. It's just about the
yeah.
like turning your camera on and off and trying to get the rolling shutter to like sync up with the refresh at 60 hertz.
Yeah.
But our cameras have a very useful feature called synchro scan, where you can adjust the shutter speed to the point level, which you can set to exactly the refresh, or almost exactly to the refresh.
Right.
Sometimes you'll
Right.
see like a faint line, but for the most, still got in the boss somehow.
For the
But
most part, it works. It's tougher with 480i because if you capture 60 frames, then you can't use synchro scan because you can only sync to a shutter speed higher than the frame rate you're recording to. So if you're recording 60 frames, then it's harder to sync up.
I'm just trying to beat this first boss so I can see. Maybe I like save and quit the title. Maybe you can't let the timer run down.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, see, saving, game saved. So if I quit the title, progress since the last save point will be lost. Are you sure? Yes. Yeah, see, there's continue one-player game. I wonder if two-player game. What is two-player robot chase? I wonder.
Is two player like co-op, like in the same playing in the same field?
It could. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It seems like it would be.
But that's not really common for the genre, is it?
Two players simultaneous? Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big part about it. I mean, just because it's not in Gradius, it's pretty common for a lot of games. Wait. Top Loaded Gaming has a no death run of this game.
Oh wow!
I don't know. I don't know if it's of this game or not. Might be of Gradius or another game. Maybe Gradius 3. I don't know.
Unless he might be talking about Gradius. He's talking about Gradius, not this.
Oh, okay. Oh, Gradius 2 is supposed to be really, really hard too, right? I think it's like supposed to be the hardest one. Collect the shield. Collect defenders to increase the stock of your special weapons.
Do we like hunting for trophies, achievements?
We used to.
Yeah, I mean to an extent. Like I enjoyed trophies on like a game by game basis. Like Uncharted, for example, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna I want to get a platinum. You know, I would just pick a game that was like, you know, if I really liked it, I'm like, I want to get a platinum trophy in this game. But I didn't care about like my overall trophy count. Like right. I never cared about that. I just like very much on a game by game basis. I'm like, I want to get a platinum trophy, but I may have not gotten a platinum trophy since I don't know if I have any PS4 platinum trophies.
PS4? I don't think I have any either. I'm kind of looking through my trophies now.
I think it's possible the last one I got was like Gravity Rush on the Vita.
Yeah, I'm kind of going through and see what my last one was. I mean, all these games that just popped in that have not. I haven't played beyond the very beginning. But you can always tell kind of like what. I mean, I guess I don't know if Firewatch. Well, I guess I got 100% of trophies in Firewatch, but I haven't done the.
You haven't done what?
I don't know what's going on in the messages there. It's like I don't know what the deal is. I have no idea what the deal is with it.
It must be someone watching the stream.
Maybe. I'm just kind of going through to see like what the last platinum I have was. It's a long time. But you can always tell like, you know, what games I've beaten because it has more than 2% trophies. Well, I guess I haven't beaten Gianna Sisters.
Is there an easy way to just look up what platinum trophies you have?
You can't.
I wonder if there's a way to do it like on your computer. I'm gonna log in to PSN and see if I can.
You can look at your trophies and see if you can.
Let's see. Let's see. I mean, I'm looking on the PSN store. I don't know if this. This might not tell me much.
I feel like it's probably another world. I don't know if another world has platinum trophies. It's been a long time since I got a platinum trophy. I haven't gotten a platinum trophy since before Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus. That's odd that I only have 3% of trophies in The Last of Us.
I mean, is that Last of Us PS3?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, remember that like some trophies are like weighted differently. So I have nine. I have 9 platinum trophies. Let's see if I can just like sort by platinum trophies.
I have 10 platinum trophies.
Oh, one more than me. I mean, off the top of my head, I know I've got Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2, Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13 2, Gravity Rush. So there's got to be 4 more. Let me think. Oh, Resident Evil 5. There's got to be 3 more.
Oh, I have, yeah. Okay, so last one looks like
Assassin's Creed 2.
I was very close to having that one, too. It looks like the last one I may have gotten was Uncharted Golden Abyss. And that was like...
I don't think I got
over the course of the first month that my daughter was born, who just turned 6 last week. Final Fantasy 13 2. I have 100% of trophies on Afterburner Climax. I have a platinum in Infamous 2.
I think I was close to Red Dead Redemption, but I don't think I actually did it.
If you go back to like once I'm kind of in the area of my last played games, like before the channel existed, and you see like the percentages jump way up.
I mean, it's been so long. I wish there was a way to just sort so I could just see platinum trophies.
Yeah, there's no way to, though, I don't think. Oh, I have a platinum trophy in Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection.
Really? I wonder if that's like actually at all difficult.
It's not. Then it's first Uncharted.
I'm like I've scrolled down like to the range of
like before the channel.
Oh, I've got Infamous Second Son. Platinum.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that must be the last one that I got then. Then what? There must be one more that I'm forgetting about. I probably don't have anything more recent than Infamous Second Son. I would imagine. Maybe Flower?
My first trophy that I ever got looks like it was Super Stardust HD on 8/23/2008. Almost 10 years ago. Because I think this is one of the first games to get patched with the trophies.
Yeah, like Uncharted got trophies after the fact, right?
Yeah. I platinum the first Infamous as well. Uncharted 2, Final Fantasy 13.
Did you ever do Uncharted 3? Like I was pretty close, I think, but
Yeah,
I never
I did.
finished.
I've done all the Uncharted except for 4. I platinum them all. I thought it was really fun. They're relatively easy to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I was close to 3. I never finished. Never finished
One
getting
day.
that platinum. Okay, here's Gravity Rush and Assassin's Creed 2. I did not get Golden Abyss. Here's Final Fantasy 13 too.
Yeah. What's the date on your Final Fantasy 13 2?
Let's see.
That was 3/7/2012.
I was 3/8/2012.
I have a feeling we were probably talking about it.
Probably were. Well, it kind of sucks clicking them because then I like have to scroll way down on this PC view.
There will be a RGB 200 on the original Xbox. I'm not sure exactly
Yes.
when, but it will definitely happen. You can expect it at some point.
Okay, here's Uncharted 2 and Final Fantasy 13. The most important thing about the Final Fantasy 13 Platinum Trophy
Mm-hmm.
is like I got it like maybe 1 or 2 months before my original PS3 died. And I've been like working on it for like a year. Like or
Man.
longer than that probably. I got July 27th, 2011. And I think my system died not long after that.
Man. I remember seeing that's when you like lived in your apartment.
Yep. Sandy, what are you getting into?
I want you to look at the trophy icons for Revenge of Shinobi.
Sandy, dragging my shoes around.
If you can look on the stream, look at the I just like the trophy icons for Revenge of Shinobi. You probably can't even hear me. Yeah, well. I feel like I want to replay Lollipop Chainsaw sometime. I don't remember very much about it, but I remember it being a lot of fun.
I guess she gets restless during some of these long streams.
Yeah. Well, I think we're about ready to.
Things that she does things she doesn't normally do. Oh, I got Portal 2. Portal 2 must be like the last one that I'd forgotten about.
I feel like I have like one left on Portal 2. It was like something that didn't unlock.
Who'd you play co-op with? It wasn't me, was it?
It was my friend Justin, Matt McCheskey's older brother.
Oh, okay. Resident Evil 5, of course. Uncharted 1. That's probably my first platinum.
I'm just looking at this list and being like, man, I'd like to replay this. I'd like to replay this. I should play this. I'd like to do it.
Does it put you in a PS3 mood? I feel like I haven't been in a PS3 mood like for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Because it's like just like the most recently past generation, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like,
And that's
I mean, I've got a lot of interest in Xbox 360 right now because I didn't have one, and I'm just like super fascinated by the Xbox One backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, but now I feel like I've kind of got most of the 360 games I'm interested in getting for a while. But you know, it's a good time to get them because they're cheap.
Yeah. Well, I do want to play the Secret of Mana remake as well. Just play all the way through it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the style of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
The music I'm not really into, but I mean, some of it seems okay, some of it seems kind of bad, but at least you can listen to the original.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'd probably listen to the remix just to
yeah, I
do
guess.
it, you know. Anyways, any last minute questions?
I was reminded that I need to get Udensphere Leaftraser or whatever, however you say it.
Oh yeah. Did you?
I saw it at the store today, but it was like basically the same price I could get new on Amazon. So
Yeah. Oh, top loaded game. I have the MSX Antiques for like I think I have the PS1 version of that. I didn't realize they had any Gradius games on it.
all right.
All right. Well, after I get this episode out, maybe I'll do another stream and see if I can beat this game.
Yeah.
But until then, we'll see you when we see you next month, next week, sometime this week.
Next Sunday for sure.
Next Sunday for sure, and we'll see an episode in the next several days. All right,
Yep.
everybody. Have a good night.
Later.